Hello, DDO community. This is Enoman, your president, who you elected 6 months ago, and I'm here to just talk to you about a couple of things. Number one is the election, and I'm here to ask you for another 6 months as your president. And I want to talk to you about the presidency, and I want to start off with just a brief history of what it is, what it means, how to get to be what it is now. The presidency has always been considered a popularity contest, and for good reason, because it pretty much was a popularity contest. But things changed. So what happened was Phil sold the site to Juggle, and when Juggle took over the site, they wanted somebody to talk to as a conduit from the members to Juggle, and they reached out to me. I don't know why. I don't have any particular background in technology or anything, but they did speak to me, and they want to know what was going on and what people thought. Totally unrelated to the presidency, because at that time Cody was president. I was happy to help them out, and eventually there was a working relationship that grew. Eric Castelli at Juggle was great to work with. He's not there, another story. Anyway, the relationship grew between Juggle and myself, and then the elections sort of hit at the same time. So at that time also, they were really happy with sort of the way things were going with me and them, and they asked me if I would mod. And I said sure. I thought it was kind of cool, actually. So they gave me the mod abilities. I told a couple of people I did not want the whole site to know that I was a mod, for the reason that I did not want to lose my usual standing as a regular member of the site. I did not want that to change. I did not want there to be any other way of being treated other than an omen. But this election sort of forced me to reveal this. I wasn't being secretive. I was doing it for a couple of reasons. Number one was, I did not want my status to be changed within the site. I'd rather it not have been changed, but it sort of needed to be. This had to get out at some point. And also there's stuff that I do and say that is to protect the privacy of other people. I'm going to say that being a mod does not necessarily tie in with the presidency. So they gave me the mod ability just before I became elected. I also, in the last election, if you remember, I did not intentionally go out to run for president. I was sent PMs to please run against Ask Bob. And that's another story, and we don't need to go through all that again. So anyway, I was elected. I had the mod ability. I had the ear of Juggle, and things were going great for 6 months, and things did go great for 6 months. I was modding away. I had people that knew I was mod. I was very discreet in what I did. I kept trolls away, lots that you guys don't even know about. I would do IP checks, and there were people with blatant multi-accounts, and I would have those taken care of. We would look at vote bombers, blatant vote bombers, who have duplicate accounts, and we would take care of those people. I say we because I do have a inner circle that rotates. I bring people in, bring people out, and depending on how involved they choose to be. And I also reach out to various people on the site who I trust and know. So the modding went well for 6 months. So here we are now at this election point. There are alternatives to me for this election. And I know the election is considered kind of a joke, and it can be. I mean, it's up to us if we want to make it a real thing or not. But I don't think it is. I mean, I have a tendency to be committed to whatever somebody asks me to do something, and I was committed to being president, and I was committed to making something of this presidency, and I have. We can always go backwards. If somebody takes this position and is less committed toward the site taking more control over the site, having members running the site rather than Juggle running the site, we can go backwards. We can allow Juggle to take over more. and completely like it was. We can do that depending on the president. I'd rather not, and I doubt the site does. I think the site runs best when it is run by members or a single elected member who oversees with the help of others. You know, the thing that I think that this isn't a power trip being president. It's a service job. Sometimes you have to resolve issues. Sometimes you have to go through tons of reports. 26 reports is a high number. 8 is anywhere between 8 and 26 a night is about right. So you have to resolve issues. I reach out to people. A lot of you know I have reached out to you for various reasons. So that's what the presidency has become while I have been president. Again, we can go backwards and we can revert everything back over to juggle. Anyway, I just lost my train of thought, sorry. So if I'm elected, what I'd like to say is in the next 6 months, what I would like to do is spend some time trying to find somebody who might want to continue going in this direction for the site, somebody who would take president. Again, there is no necessary connection between being president and mod, but I think it's best for the site when that happens. Otherwise, the mod, if there is a mod, nobody will know who it is, or it's just best for the site if there's an elected person who has some ability and they are the mod. That's just my opinion, and you guys can take it the way you want. So if I am elected, I'd like to spend the next 6 months trying to identify somebody who would be willing and competent and has the right responsibility to do what I have been doing. Now, the thing that has to be understood is Juggle will not just accept anybody. So they're not going to hand out the admin site password to anybody. There's just too much at stake for somebody to have that ability. You can just find out too much stuff about people. There's just too much liability on the side of Juggle. So they're not just going to hand that out. That has to be earned. And I could also give Juggle a recommendation as to who I think would be appropriate. So I'd like to spend the next 6 months sort of developing, seeing who would want that, who would be best for that, and that person I would endorse in the next election. And I think that it doesn't even necessarily have to be one person. It can be several people that are equally of value, and the site can decide. I think that's what the election should be. I think that if we want to make this process valuable to the site, we can. Relevant to the site, we can. So that's a little bit about the election, the upcoming election, the presidency. I'd also like to say a note about ISBO. I'm going to be completely honest here. Nobody wants him off the site more than I do. He is personally abusive to me in PMs. He is offensive to others. There are more reports made against him and by him. Guys get some audacity to be complaining about other people and their language. So I have more motivation to have him removed than anyone. I'm the only person that has the ability to have him removed, and I haven't, because I understand that what I want isn't necessarily what's best for the site. How is ISBO different? I think that unfortunately he is a member of the community. I don't want him. Sounds harsh, but he's if you saw some of the PMs that you got, that I get, you wouldn't blame me at all. But so I've left it up to the community. I put together, it was a really impulsive thing that I did with the trial, and I'm not sure it was the right thing or not, but I figured it would resolve things, and it was fair, more fair than he deserves. It is ridiculously fair, this trial. So we did put this together. It's done is done. If he is found guilty, I will have him banned, and I will have his IP address taken and removed. If he is not, he survives. He survives until something else happens. But anyway, that's all I'm really going to say about ISBO. My explanation why I did it was to pretty much let the site once and for all make a decision. Does he go or does he not? And we'll see how it turns out. And I also want to thank everybody that's been participating in that trial that I sort of asked to help. It's been actually pretty interesting the way that's unfolding. So again, why is ISBO any different than regular trolls? Because like I said, he is a member of the community, and most trolls, they come and go. They come try to just mess up things, damage debates, just make intentional harm to people. I don't think ISBO actually... Anyway, in closing, I'd like to just say a few things about DDO. I think it's an amazing site. I think it has tremendous potential. It is a niche site. It is not for everyone. DDO has some remarkable people. Some very, very intelligent people are on DDO. And people that are on DDO become more intelligent if they stay, listen, and interact. The overriding value on DDO is our dedication to the integrity of honest debates. And I'd like to continue for another 6 months working to promote that and defend that. It is work to defend that. I mean, there are vote bombers out there that we have to take care of. There's a lot of stuff that I do. People don't realize that is to keep the integrity of honest debates going well for the site. I'd also like to just say that another byproduct of the site is that it develops people in being able to be good debaters, but also helps their reasoning skills, their communication skills. It has helped me a lot professionally. It has helped me interact better. DDO has a lot of potential that I don't think people even realize. If you get a little addicted to the site, you will understand how it will impact how you think and interact with people. So there it is. I thank you for your time. Apologize for this sort of ad hoc thrown together video, but anyway, there it is. Thanks.